Hey y'all, it's Mary Forma. I thought we'd start today off with mindset. And mindset's such a buzzword right now because everyone's like, it's all about your mindset. It's all about your mindset. It's like, okay, well, what's all about your mindset? Getting to do the things that you don't want to do and not minding as much? Or is it doing something so well because you're in the mindset? And so let's go dig in and find out if the word mindset is a word itself. And I started off here at mindset and I've got the answer. And mindset is a compound word. It has a dash in it. So, according to Webster's Collegiate Dictionary, 11th edition, mindset means and is spelled as such. Mindset, mind-set. It was first written down in 1909, a mental attitude or inclination, a fixed state of mind. So, mental attitude, inclination, fixed. Now, this is for the word mindset, but now I want to break it apart and look at mind and set. So now we're going to look under mind. And mind happens to be on the same page. Let's see. To remind or warn. Number one, recollection or memory. Keep that in mind. Time out of mind. The element or complex of elements in an individual that feels, perceives, thinks, wills, and especially reasons. The conscious mental activities and capabilities of an organism. The organite conscious. I'm going to write that down. I don't think recollection is appropriate for this particular definition just because mind, I think of mind as more of a tool here. And so this is mind the noun, and it's saying number three is intention or desire. I like intention. Desire seems a bit much. And then I changed my mind, the normal and healthy condition of the mental faculties. Number five, opinion or view. And number six, disposition or mood. Mindset, disposition. And let's go look at mood too. Disposition and mood. Okay, so we're at mind. I'm going to pop over to set just to get us in the right place. And then we'll go back over to what's going on with mind. So I'm going to go to set. Mintenor, Suctorian, Slummier, Shank, set, S-E-T. Okay. Oh. Okay. Huh. Geez. Well, there are a whole lot of definitions for the word set. So many that it occupies the entire rest of the page from here all the way down to here. And there are at least 24 definitions in definition number one, and number two there are 22, and number three there are 7. So we'll just go look at the first definition of each of those three. The first one is to cause to sit, place in, or on a seat. Set. Number one over here, the act or action of setting, the condition of being set. That's a noun. This one's a verb, set. The first one was a verb. And then the third one's an adjective, intent, determined, set upon going, intentional, premeditated. I like determined. So set, and we're going to go determined. Okay. Okay. So mindset is what have you made your mind up about? What is it and held as such? Now, everyone says, let's get in the right mindset. Let's get into. That's where the problem is like, how do you get into the right mindset to do something you are fearful of, or you don't want to do, or you don't have time to do, and it's the last thing on your list to do? So let's go take a quick look at adjusting our mindsets, and keep that in mind. So I'm going to take a look at mental attitude, and we're going to, since we're in S, we'll go to attitude first. Why not? Color wheel, addressability, attitude, and you've all heard that word 1,000 times, so it'll be fun to actually look it up. Pertinence, audible, attitude. It must be here. Attitude. A-T-T. Attitude. It says it's a lot like aptitude. And the first time attitude is put in writing is in 1668. The arrangement of the parts of a body or figure, posture, a position assumed for a specific purpose, a threatening attitude, a ballet position similar to the arabesque in which the raised leg is bent at the knee. 4a, a mental position with regard to a fact or state, a helpful attitude, a feeling or emotion toward a fact or state. 5, the position of an aircraft or spacecraft determined by the relationship between its axis and reference datum, as in the horizon or a particular star. 6, an organismic state of readiness to respond in a characteristic way to a stimulus as an object, concept, or situation. And 7a, a negative or hostile state of mind. State of mind. State of mind. Okay, so again, these are stationary. So we're going to go back over. We looked at attitude. We're going to look at fixed and see if that leads us to what is the thing before it gets fixed or it holds still. So let's go to fixed, decadent, F-I-X. Fixed, securely placed or fastened, stationary, non-volatile, formed into a chemical compound, not subject to change. Not subject to change. So I liked also, it gave the first thing as stationary. So we're going to go take a look at stationary since I mentioned it too. And it's stationary with an A-R-Y. There's some stationaries with an E-R-Y. One day we'll look up and figure out what that means. Okay, stationary, stuffed shirts, stationary. And just so you know, stationary E-R-Y is materials, paper, pens, and ink for writing or typing. Now I know. Stationary. This is going to be those fun things like principal and principal. Stationary. 1626. Fixed in a station, course, or mode. Immobile. Unchanging in condition. Unchanging. So if I were to go look up unchanging, it would probably say not changing. So let's go look at changing. Because that is the thing that we need to compel. Because again, mindset's great if you can get there. Let's go look at inclination. That means like you lean some way. I think it does. Look at me, acting like a dictionary. Inclination. Incubate, inclusion, okay, inclination. Inclination. A particular disposition of mind and character. A natural disposition. Propensity and character. Character. Propensity. I almost feel like propensity is the more correct word for where I'm headed. Liking, had little inclination for housekeeping. Inclination, okay. An act or action of bending or inclining. Okay, so that's good enough. All right, we looked at stationary, we looked at that. Let's go look at conscious. And then over here, I have a picture of a clarinet. C-O-M-S. Okay, so conscious, perceiving, apprehending, or noticing with a degree of controlled thought or observation, was conscious of what someone was watching. Then there's Conscience, conscience was spelled conscience, is the sense or consciousness of the moral goodness or blameworthiness of one's own conduct, intentions, or character, together with the feeling of obligation to do good or to be good. And then conscientious is governed by or conforming to the dictates of conscience, scrupulous, meticulous, and careful. Conscientious means you're extra thoughtful about what you're doing. Conscious is I'm aware, and then conscience is I'm aware of my actions and now I can make some changes. So let me go back to conscience. A faculty, power, or principle enjoining good acts. Part of the superego in psychoanalysis that transmits commands and admonitions to the ego. So when we talk about mindset, it's like a getting ready. How do you change ready? So let's go look up at ready and change, and I think that'll do it. Let's see. Ready. R-E-A. It's all right. Ready. Prepare mentally and physically for some experience or action. Prepare for immediate use. Dinner is ready. Willingly disposed, inclined, ready to agree to his proposal. Likely to do something indicated. House looks ready to collapse. Okay, so ready. So we can't say mindset is everything. We have to say being able to ready your mindset is everything. And that's, I think, what I like the most about this is readying. So let's go look at change and prepare. So maybe prepare and anticipate. Change your mind. Change your attitude. Change. Change. To make different in some particular, alter. Never bothered to change the will. To make radically different, transform. To give a different position, course, or direction to. To replace with another, let's change the subject. To make a shift from one to the other, switch. Switching mindset. Switch means fast. Why don't we go look at switch? But first, we'll go here. And change is huge. I've got 1, 2 things, and it's taking up that much space on the page. So what did I say? Switch. Okay, spike lavender, substation, swear, switch. A slender, flexible whip, rod, or twig. An act of switching, a blow with a switch, a shift from one to the other, change from the usual. That outfit is a switch. A tuft of long hairs at the end of a tail of an animal, as a cow. A device made usually for 2 movable rails, necessary connections designed to turn a locomotive. Switch, to strike or beat with as if with a switch. To turn from one railroad track to the other. To shift. To operate an electrical switch. To change to or from an active state. Used with on or off. Switched on the gene. Switched. Change from a not so great state. So switch mindsets. Switch your mindset. So how do you switch it? And that is the question. Have a great day. I hope you had fun with me, and we'll see you next Wednesday with WordSpelunking with Mary Forma, a real estate agent in Austin.